All right, George.
Yes, sir.
So I've been doing this. This is my 11th episode, and one of the things I don't do is introduce people. So for anybody listening on this podcast, first of all, this is not available on Spotify yet. Although somebody told me I should make it available on Spotify, but your typical settings: YouTube. Um, what's the other ones that I have it on? Not Podbean, iTunes, Google Play. But I'm here with George Matos. He is been talking about doing this for a while, and
Yes.
I finally got you here.
I've been waiting for the invite.
Yeah, you were supposed to come on Frank's on, but I'm glad that you're here by yourself because we'll probably talk about random stuff. But definitely the theme of this is going to be fitness because, and so just your introduction. We've been
I feel
friends
like
for
you just
like,
introduced me, by the way, but broke. Like,
but nobody knows who you are, just your name.
I think everybody
Just a good
knows who I
friend.
am. On your Facebook, everybody's gonna know who I am. We have the same followers.
Yeah, but this is like branching out. It's interesting because I had a kid. He actually interns for me like 2 weeks ago. He listened to me and Wendy's thing, and then he's like, I listened to the whole thing, and I'm gonna start working out. He's like, I'm gonna take this seriously. He's like, I've definitely been slacking. So he was like, thank you. So he might have been the only one that listened to the whole thing,
No,
but he got something out of it. So I'm happy with that.
well, I do the same thing too. I watch a lot of YouTube videos of people. Like, if I'm like, especially if I don't feel like going to the gym and I'm really lazy. Like, my girlfriend makes fun of it. Sam makes fun of it all the time because she'll look at my YouTube thing and it's not because I'm watching the girls work out. They happen to fit in there. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? But
Mhm.
it is fitness, and I'll literally just sit there. And she goes, "You just watch people working out on YouTube? That's weird." And I was like, "Yeah," but then it gets me to want to go. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta go. And then I'll get up and go.
But that's what works for you, and that's what I always try to talk to people about.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get your information? Like, what are you watching? What are you doing? Because if you're wasting time binge watching something, I don't know. I just feel like so many people. Because all right, so this is one of the things that I wanted to bring up, because this will branch out into so many different things. But well, actually, before I get into that, if anybody wants to call in, I have the number there. If anybody has a
Oh,
question,
it's aggressive.
I know that's
I
gonna be
like it.
scary.
I know.
Just live
I'm with
callers.
you
I would
right
love
now.
for anybody to call in.
Mm.
One of the things I think it was you. I think you used to not like water.
I still don't.
So what do you do? Because that's a big thing. Most people I talk to that I coach, they don't drink water until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's bad
The thing with me is when I'm at the gym, I do consume a lot of water.
because you have to.
I have to. Like,
Yeah.
I'm forced to. I'm gonna drink. I either have like either a water jug with me or I'm at the fountain. I mean, I consume so much water in this time span I'm at the gym that I probably have enough for the whole day. And then when I'm home, I don't. But I get my water from everything else. You know what I mean?
So what do you
Like-
mean by that?
Like, just my fruits, you get water from. Your vegetables, you're getting water from. I mean, I you're always getting water from some kind of food. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I do drink a lot of club soda, which I don't recommend, but that's another way I get my water. Just plain club soda.
Do you feel anything from that though? Because I think the biggest thing they say is just your stomach lining with that stuff.
No, actually, I read it eats the enamel of your teeth. The
Oh,
carbonation.
nice.
That's like the number one like bad thing about it, because the carbonation is not good for your teeth. That's about it. But I just like I drink so much water in my workouts. That's what it is.
I've talked to so many people who don't like water or don't drink water, and that's a
Sam,
huge thing.
Sam, my girlfriend, has to have literally at least a liter of water by her side all the time, to the point that I even told her, I was like, I think you are drinking too much water, which you can. Like, that's what I've read and I've seen. Like, people would think you have to have, it's 2 gallons of water a day or 3 gallons of water a day. Depend, like, they threw numbers at it. That's not true. It's like, you have water when your body needs water. It'll tell you, I'm
Mhm.
thirsty. I need water. Just give it water. You don't have to constantly be consuming, because you get water from so many other things as well.
And in terms of dehydration, one thing I think people don't realize is like when your mouth is dry or when your lips are dry,
Mhm.
that's your body telling you you're dehydrated. But that's already too late. Like
Mhm.
you've passed the point.
Yeah, no, well, that's you ignoring your body in the beginning, saying, I'm thirsty right now. We should have some water. You're like, nah, I don't know. But no, I never, like, if I tell, I'm like, when do you drink? Also, when I'm thirsty. How come you haven't had a glass of water today? Because I I'm thirst. My body's not telling me I want water. When I do want water, I'll, drink a cup of water. But I'm not regiment on my water drinking. Sometimes I might go all day without drinking water to the end of the day. It's not because I'm, like, forcing myself not to drink it. I'm just not thirsty.
Yeah, I think it's most important to have in the morning like
Mhm.
first thing, just to get your vital organs to wake up and just flush out some stuff.
Yeah,
You-
yeah, yeah.
To use the bathroom again.
Definitely.
Um, especially with urine, if it's like the color of iced tea, you're dehydrated. You got an
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
I was actually you could work out too much. Not work out too much. Well, I should say, like, if you're somebody who hydrates and you work out a lot. I'm just bringing this up because I listen to Joe Rogan a lot, and he said he was working out so much, like 4 hours a day, that his like pee turned brown. And he was saying that meant he was working out too much because he was drinking plenty of water, but he just made it seem like he went too far. I don't know what that's about.
Well, yeah. If you work out too much too, you actually could lose muscle. Your muscle starts to break away because you need working out, especially 4 hours, and not having at least like a day or two break in between. Like when you're working out, you're ripping your muscle. So it's like if you had a cut and it's trying to heal, and you're constantly just scratching it.
And that the water drinking, like you said, 2 gallons of water or whatever.
That's okay.
For the most part, I would say it's BS unless you're in the process of losing a lot of weight. Because if you're 300 pounds and you're trying to lose weight, you have to restrict some calories.
Yeah.
So during that weight loss, you might want to drink 100 ounces of water, but that's because you're flushing out a bunch of stuff. But yeah, permanently drinking 100 ounces of water for like 20 years, I don't know if that's a good idea.
I
Like you said, you can kind of gauge your own
Yeah,
body.
your body tells you when. But I get it. Like if you're on a diet regimen or you have something going on, yes, you're gonna have to replace all that calories. Your body, just by your body just breaking all that down out of your body, you're dehydrating yourself. You know what I mean? Your body's going through the process of burning all that fat, and you're going into starvation mode too. So you're gonna need to replace it with the water.
So one of the people that just liked our video was Mike Martucci. I just want to say hi to Mike.
Oh my name.
You're getting far away from the mic, by the way, too.
Mm.
All right, so the next thing I want to get into before we sort of go loose is everybody, you, me, our friends, everybody we've known from high school. I would say 99% of people since they've graduated high school to our age have gone through their own fat phase. And I think that's, besides having my own transformation, I guess that's why it's somewhat important for me to talk about this more, because there's some people who went through a fat phase and stayed there. I went through a fat phase and got out of it. I had my own reasons. I think I've talked about it so much, I don't need to explain it. You went through a fat phase. Like, you were just showing me pictures. It's not like you got like a little chubby.
Yeah, people forget about it.
Dude, you showed me a picture.
Yes.
You turned your head to the right, and you had like 17 fat wrinkles over here. And I'm not fat shaming. It's just you had your own reasons for why you got to that point, and I think that's what's important. Not the fact that you were overweight, but just why you got there.
The crazy thing is, I didn't see it though.
Isn't that, dude? That's so annoying.
It's not
like the same
It's
thing.
not like I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, oh my god, I'm fat. Like I gotta lose some weight. You know what I mean? I just never saw it.
But when you lose weight, everybody goes, "Oh man, you look good." It's like
Yeah.
the same thing when you break up with a girlfriend that nobody liked. Like nobody tells you while you're with her.
Yeah.
But then after it's done, like, yeah, I didn't like her anyway. Like,
I feel like people
why
should
didn't you
start
tell
telling
me?
you, like, hey Jeff, you gained some weight, man. Just like let you know. Just do the opposite.
There's got to be a way to say
You
it.
know, in a nice way. Just be honest. If you're gonna compliment me, also let me know when I need to.
No, just be like, "Are you still a medium?" Or
Yeah, right. Just
I
casual.
don't know. I don't know if you're a medium anymore.
Size shirt you got? Can I see? Oh.
But yours was maybe about the same time as mine. Your fat phase.
Yeah.
It was like 10 years ago.
Yeah. I had a fat phase, and I think it was fat for. And honestly, my fat phase was probably like 4 years. I was like working my way up to my heaviest. And I remember when I realized like I was fat I was actually
Just bring this down a little bit. I think you're close to it. Yeah, right there.
I was actually in Puerto Rico. It was me and my whole family, and we were my grandmother had passed, and we all went out there to bury her. So we're all hanging out in the pool. And you know how your mom always like, you're perfect, like no matter what, you know what I mean? Like they never tell you like anything bad. You could be just like, to your mom, you always look great, you know? You flex, you got muscles, you know what I mean? She looks at me, we're looking at pictures that we just took of the pool, and we're standing there, and she goes, damn, honey. I was like, what? She goes, she looks over at me, she goes, you kind of got fat. And then I looked at it, and then from right there, all of a sudden it like cleared up, and I was like, holy shit, you're right. I am fat, and I'm looking at the picture. As soon as we got home, I signed up for Planet Fitness. I remember it was the first gym I signed up for, and I was like, nah. It's like I can't.
Free bagels on Monday.
I can't
Stupid
be. Yeah,
plan.
I know. You know what? It's a place. It's a good place to start because it's not intimidating. I got to give it. That's what they market to. They market to someone who wants to start to the gym, but also is scared to go to an actual gym and be intimidated and look at other like people that have been going there. And
That's
they're
me.
like,
Even to
yeah.
this day, I won't go to the gym just because of those people. I'm just like, oh, man, I just wanted to get here and do my thing.
Well, think about Planet Fitness. You're gonna walk in there and somebody's gonna be eating like a bagel and a slice of pizza
In their pajamas.
and in pajamas, and they're just showing up there not even to work out, just for the bagel and the pizza. You'll be fine. And plus, I think at Planet Fitness, if you're too in shape, they like yell at you. Like they don't want you in there.
You were saying some rule about some gyms, like you can't like
The Planet Fitness
you
has
can't moan.
They have like an alarm where if you basically if you breathe too loud, like you like if you just like too much, it goes off.
When you're doing a lot of weight, you have to make that
yes,
noise.
it goes off. It goes wah, and then someone will come up to you and tell you that you're being too loud and you're intimidating the other members in the gym.
Sorry, Martucci just said, he said thanks for the shout out. I love that kid. I used to do the Tucci dance because he had a big booty, and I used to do this thing where it was a Tucci dance. So I used to rub my tush. But he just said he recently lost 22 pounds.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
Tucci's big too. Tucci's like 6'2".
Oh, tall. Yeah, he's like
he's
6'2".
big
Mike,
dude.
if you're still listening, how tall are you? 6'2", 6'3"? But dude, 22 pounds. That probably took him a month or two. That feels good right there.
That's good.
So you saw your grandma.
Oh yeah, so I saw my grandmother.
She told you you were fat.
Not my grandma. We were burying my grandma. We were in Puerto Rico.
Right.
My mom, while we were taking pictures in the pool, we're both all looking at the pictures, and she literally, first time, she looks at me and she goes, "You kind of got fat."
So that made you do something.
Yes. When I looked at the picture, for some reason, when she said that, like the fog of me not seeing myself fat, I looked at it and I was like, "Oh man, you're right. Like I'm not used to looking like that." When I was like, even as a child, like I was always thin. Like
You were like skinny thin.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I was never like a chubby kid that got skinny, and I was like a skinny kid who got fat.
I keep finding pictures of you because I moved so much. Like I moved into I've lived in 8 apartments in 10 years.
Yeah, you have a picture of me.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
that, the Alex picture,
Yeah.
like from like we're 18 years old.
Dude, you are so freaking skinny. It's ridiculous. And then, so that, I think you were 17 in that picture, and now you're talking about 25, 26,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in 8 years, in your prime, of your physical prime. So, like, this is what, I don't mean to keep on cutting you off, but this is what, like, I keep telling, like, it's not easy. Like, people be like, oh, well, you were able to do that. It's easy for you because you were young. But it's like, well, then it should have been hard to put on the weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's just easy to be fit because you're young, then we shouldn't ever get overweight. What I'm saying is it's easy to get overweight as well.
It's not. Well, when you're young, like with me, when I was young, I can eat 8 slices, 2 Big Macs, go for like a 7-mile run, and be fine. You
Go
also
to work the next
go
day
to work the
at
next
7
day,
a.m.
7 a.m. And then after drinking too. You know what I mean? On top of that, but it's like your metabolism's different. You're younger. You know what I mean? Like. So that's why I was always skinny. I used to eat whatever I wanted. What happened was, as I got older, I still kept that eating habit, but didn't change it with my age and how it's like metabolism started slowing down. Then I also started drinking more, and then with my age on top of it, that's why I just blew up so quick.
So what did you do initially?
First thing I did is just start the gym. Everybody always asks, like I got people asking me, friends, and oh, I've been going, I've been trying to work out, but I'm not really seeing any. And then the first thing I asked them is like, what should I eat, this and that. I kind of go, how many days do you go to the gym? They go, 2, maybe 3. I'm like, how about you go 3 to 4 and do that consistently for a month.
And don't change anything eating,
Then,
just see what happens.
Just start doing that. I was like, the first step is start getting a routine going to the gym, then start changing your eating habits. So at least, you know what I mean? Like, because the first thing, so, I've been changing my eating habits, but I'm only going to the gym. And these are people we're talking about who want to like work out, put muscle, not only just lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about like
Mm-hmm.
people want to do both. First thing is get a regiment and get consistent with that regiment. Once you see you're consistently going, then start changing and look into other avenues of changing the way you eat.
That's
That's
really
how
good
I did.
advice. No, that's great advice.
That's why like I went through my different like looks. Like at one point I was like 205. I was kind of fat, but I was also like muscle fat. Like just stocky and chubby, like no neck. And then I shot down to like 190, started trimming down, and then I hit a plateau. I was like 180. I was kind of in between of like fat, but not. I was better. I was a lot in better shape. And what happened was I actually ended up getting a trainer.
But this was last year.
No, this was 3 years ago.
That was 3 years ago
Yeah.
already? Wow.
Yeah, me and Sam have been together for 3.5 years. Over 3.5 years.
Wow.
No, it was 2 years
okay.
ago. I'm sorry, 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
It was 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, I got a trainer, and then he put me on a strict. I'm talking about like I was waking up, weighing out my eggs, how many eggs I would have.
That was an interesting situation you had with him because you paid him to do work, but it kind of felt like you worked for him.
So much work.
Like he could have fired you, right? Like if you didn't follow it, he would have been like, "You're
Well,
out."
he would ask me all the time, and then he would send me emails. He emailed me like my whole diet plan, and then when we meet up for workouts, he would say, "You know what? I want you to change. Instead of having a cup of rice, I want you to change it to half a cup, and then I want you to have a cup and a half of chicken this week." Like he would, it was that.
So he was doing the
regimented.
same thing that you were talking about with advice. Is like if somebody says, nothing is changing, I go to the gym 2 or 3 times. It's like go 4 times. Like you're just gauging that part. Because if you go and change everything that you're doing, then
Mhm.
you don't know what actually worked the best for you.
Mhm.
You know. So it's the same.
Well,
thing
he
for
would.
you.
He was going a little to the extreme, and I'll get to that too. Meaning, like he was an actual bodybuilder who competed, so he was looking at me, and he would literally at the end of the workout and be like, looking at my back and be like, "Okay, we need to lower a little bit of the carbs here, like literally like per muscle,
Wow.
and then like tell me change this amount, this amount to that," which I did that for what I got him for 8 weeks. It was a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie, a little too much. It kind of takes over. You literally. Oh, I can't.
Because you plan your life around
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Right?
Like if we wanted to go out to dinner, I'd just be like, well, I already had my 4th meal.
Martucci's 6'1".
Yeah, I'd say I figured he was 6 something. Yeah. Everybody got tall too right after high school. I stayed the same. At one point, I was tall in like 9th grade, and then I don't know what happened. Everyone got super tall.
That makes sense. I mean, Martucci didn't come around until like 9th or 10th grade.
I think he was 8th grade.
Was he?
Yeah, we were both from the Bronx. I came from 7th, and he came from 8th. I remember.
Everybody from Mayapack is from the Bronx.
I remember when he first came. I remember in middle school when he walked in. I was like, oh, another kid from the Bronx. I was like, okay. I was like, we got 2 types. You got the Puerto Rican, you got the Spanish side,
Bronx,
and then you got the
Yonkers, and
Italian
Brooklyn.
one. Yeah. I remember when he came up.
So, but even so, going back to like, because this is huge for because I want to get the full like transformation. You had some results, like when you first started doing it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
You had some results,
Yeah.
but you didn't know like you couldn't exactly say like, okay, I'm gonna do this for myself and get here, right?
Yeah. No, I was just going to the gym. Just
Lifestyle was the same. Eating
lifestyle. I
habits.
was probably still drinking the same, but this time I was like exercising. Like that was my first step. Just putting on some muscle, feeling a little bit better. Still kind of chubby, but felt a little more confident because I was like, all right, I'm like, at least I don't look soft. You know what I mean? Like,
This is what I want you to speak on, because a lot of people that I talk to when they want to start the program that I do is and it's always the guy. He's always like, "Can I still drink?" And it's like, well, it's tough to answer that for somebody because it's like you can do whatever you want. Like, it may not work the same, it may not work as well, but how much, I don't know if you want to talk about it in terms of lifestyle or just drinking. Like, how much of your weight do you think had to do with drinking?
a lot because I like beer.
Now, was
Well,
it the beer that you think
but
put on
it-
weight, or was the beer that went with the lifestyle?
Well, it was the beer, getting drunk on the beer that led to the 3 in the morning binges of
yeah.
eating food. So it's both.
I've been with you on those binges.
Yes. Yeah.
Those are fun.
blackout eating.
The calories count the same.
No, I still
Even if
did
you
it.
don't
I would
remember.
wake up hungover, not from the amount of alcohol I drank or anything,
Yeah.
but literally from the food. I would wake up, my stomach would be just in pain. Me and Frank joke around. We still once in a while like we can't get together, and he's like, "It's always a competition. Like, who's gonna out eat each other?" I was like, "You ain't winning this year." I was like, "I know, man. It's been going on for like 25 years. We don't have to compete. Let's just."
So then how do you, but so for somebody, because you did it, I mean, I did, I wouldn't say I was like a big drinker. I drank, I like to have fun, but
I drank a lot.
I
You were
really
there.
haven't, I've had maybe 4 drinks in the last 2 or 3 years. Like, I really don't drink that much. It wasn't hard for me to stop. I wasn't ever a big drinker. So for somebody who's like, all right, I want to make this change, but I like to drink, do we just say, okay, continue
But
doing
what's
it?
like to drink though? Like you're drinking because you're, socially, casually, or you're like you like to drink and like get fucking.
I
You
have
got to
one
get
friend
drunk.
who wants to do my program, but he doesn't want to do it because he drinks and he entertains people a lot of the times at night. And I feel like like the type of job he has, he's like a promoter or something. So he can't, I think he doesn't want to stop drinking because like how does he party and like have fun with everybody? So I think his is like, it's social, but it's also part
Well,
of
he
his
can do a
job.
couple of things. He can monitor himself less. He can still drink, grab one drink, just instead of flying through that one, have just that one. You know what I mean? And then take a little longer, or like also switch up. Like if he was drinking like heavy calorie diets, I mean like Jack and Cokes and stuff like that. Don't have the Jack, so maybe have a gin and tonic, or a club soda and vodka, or switch to like white wine.
I was gonna say wine is actually is not that bad.
No, no, it's not.
Like red wine, especially because white wine has a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
red wine, you can get away with having that and
Yeah.
not really like screw up what you're
Or
doing.
even the whiskeys and stuff, or if you're like me. Also, I used to like. I remember at one point I was me and you were into it. I was getting into like just straight whiskeys.
Yeah,
So I mean that was a little better than drinking, Budweisers and Miller Lights.
Bullet
and
bourbon.
Yeah, I still like it once in a while. And also I don't. And then as I got older, I think I drank myself to the point of not liking to drink anymore because I don't drink either that much. The only time I'll drink is if I'm hanging out, like, go to a party or something like that. But I have bottles in my house that are still sitting there that I don't even touch.
So what keeps you going on? Like, why is it like you've been going to the gym for like you 3 or 4 days a week for 10 years, more than that? I mean,
What keeps me?
because like you look great. So what? Why for you? 'Cause
Well,
I
now
know-
I feel better now. Well, now because I feel like now finally this year, I would say this is the first year that I feel like I'm good. I'm happy the way I look. I don't like need to change anything. I don't want to get any bit. I mean, I'm down to like 165 pounds now, and I feel good. I feel I got energy in the morning.
it's high school weight right there.
Yeah, I'm close. High school weight was like 140, 135.
You
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I don't think I could. I think
Oh,
my
you were
bones
small.
physically cannot get to high school weight. That would be sick.
Nah,
No.
that wouldn't be good.
No.
No, that's small.
No,
Oh
I'm
my
good.
gosh.
I fluctuate between 165, 170. I feel, like I said, more energetic. And also, when I was carrying that heavy weight, it was very sluggish. I don't eat dairy anymore.
So dairy's huge, man, and especially because you had some like arthritis stuff going on, and
Well, also
dairy causes
because
inflammation, which
my
is not
inside dies when I eat dairy. Like, I can't eat dairy. Like, if Sam used to know when I would have my cheat meals in the middle of the night just by waking up next to me and smelling like the
Oh,
putrid
really?
Yeah, because it's that bad. Like, I'm lactose. I have to go to the bathroom. It also literally comes out of my pores.
good. That's your body just rejecting.
Rejecting, like, yeah, your body's just, it would come out of my sweat. So she would be like, literally wake up. She's like, would you have pizza last night? And I'm like, no. She goes, why are you lying to me? You smell so bad. I was like, all right. It's like I ordered 2 slices in the middle of the night. I was like 2 in the morning. Yeah. And then it started, and I feel sluggish when I eat dairy. So now I really don't eat dairy at all because I don't drink milk. Almond milk. Everything I do is with almond milk. I switched over to like vegan cookies, which I actually like a lot.
Oh, even cookies? Because a lot of times with dairy, some people don't have an issue if it's baked.
I don't really have that much of an issue, but I'm just trying to, like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Because Sam keeps saying, like, even, like, you can have a little bit of cheese in this. I'm like, I just feel like if I'm going to just get off of dairy, I want to get off of dairy. You know what I mean? Completely. And I've tried a couple of vegan cheeses.
Yeah, there's like dairy. I think it's Cabot cheese. They claim that they're dairy free, but it's real cheese. And it's not like I've told people to try that.
What do you mean?
And
It's
they
real
don't have an
cheese?
issue with it.
How is it?
The process is different.
But it's coming from milk,
Yeah,
so that's dairy.
I know. Somehow they claim they're
It can't
dairy-free.
originate from dairy. If the originator is dairy,
I want you to try a piece of like this Cabot cheese or
You
something,
have
however
it?
you make. I don't have it on me.
the only thing I've noticed, I have 2 types of vegan cheese that I've tried. I can't remember the name of. They don't melt.
They do melt differently. Yeah.
It keeps its form. So I got like cheddar,
Well,
cheddar
it's like
string
that
cheese.
Spanish cheese that I've been having.
Put it on it. I put it in a toaster oven. I had it on chicken. 10 minutes. Nothing.
What's that cheese that we have with salami and mango? It's
You
just
asking-
fried. You
are
just
you
fry
asking
it.
me
It's
this?
just
'Cause,
blocks.
I'm not that Spanish, man.
I know, but
I
I'm
have
sure you've
no
had that
clue.
meal.
Nah. What is it?
Mango and red onions with salami. Like, you know, you just buy the salami
That
and you
sounds
just fry it.
It sounds Dominican.
So Dominican.
I'm more Puerto Rican.
Nah, I just figured you'd be in it.
Nah.
It's just a block of cheese, right? It looks like
I eat
like
chicken parm like every day.
it looks like the palio mozzarella cheese,
I still don't know what you're talking
and you
about.
just slice it, and then you like grill it, and it doesn't like melt. It just stays in its form, and it just gets brown on both sides. I'm gonna make you some. But I know what you mean. But that's supposed to be real cheese, and that's like it doesn't melt. I don't know why it doesn't go anywhere.
Wait, so you grill it and it's white?
You feel like you're chewing on plastic. It's really weird, but it goes good with the salami and mango.
What's mango?
Like mashed plantains.
Well, it's funny you're teaching me. Right?
I know.
You really know more. I think you know more than me now. I gotta start hanging out.
Well, my next thing is
Spanish
really
culture.
learning Spanish, actually speaking it, because like her mom, that would be huge.
Yeah,
if
you
I could
gotta
talk to
learn
her
Spanish.
Because
That's
me and her mom
annoying.
will sit next to each other at like a party.
Yeah,
and
but
her
you also
mom,
want to
like,
know side convos.
She tries to talk to me. Like she'll just laugh and point, and I feel so bad I don't get to talk to her.
Yeah, but also don't you want to know what people are talking about and your surroundings around you? People start whipping out Spanish. You don't know what's going on.
It would help, but at the same time, you know, recently, so a month ago when you guys came over for that barbecue, it was like a month and a half ago. I was telling you, I was like, I don't feel like I look right. I'm not, and you guys were like, you look fine. I was
Yeah,
like,
I know
nah,
what
but
you're
I'm not,
talking about.
not where I'm
Well,
at.
I get honestly, I get that.
You
I
know,
understand that.
It's like the way a shirt fits.
Because
You're like, I'm off.
everybody can tell you like, oh, you look great. And I was like, but I don't feel it. Like
So her mom, I was saying goodbye to her mom it was like a week after that barbecue, and her mom said to me in Spanish, it was something, how do you say it? Poniendo estas, or tú estás gordito.
Oh, I was gonna say, was it the gordito word?
So,
Yeah, it's chubby.
I don't know
Yeah,
what I said,
chubby.
if I said it right, but she said, you're getting chubby. And I was like,
Or it could be translated to you're getting fat.
yeah, yeah,
So I'm
no,
saying-
right, no, but I took it as that, and because she like hugged me, and she felt, I'm so self-conscious about my love handles. Nobody makes love with them. I don't know why they call them love handles. They're just fat handles, and it's so hard to get rid of, you know. But anyway, so that's my thing. Like if somebody points out to me that part of my body, I'm like, oh no, I gotta go back.
Really?
So yeah, but that's because I relate to what your mom said to you. Like somebody said it to me, and
Yeah.
I wasn't mad at her. I was like, thank you for somebody actually saying that, because now I can do it. Because I've been saying that. I've been going to Wendy. I'm like, I think I'm getting chubby. She's like, you look the same. You look the same. And I'm like, I don't know. That shirt though doesn't fit. Like I can't wear that shirt, so even if I look the same. But that was a change for me. Like just even in the last month.
Yeah, and it's great too, because once you get into the routine, like me, you said I've been doing it for 10 years. That's another reason, like I need it now. It's part of my day.
Yeah, and that's what I was asking you. That was like 10 minutes ago. Like
it has to
why
be,
you keep doing it?
because it's become.
Because you know how you feel without it.
I
and
know
it
how I
sucks.
feel without it. I also it's become part of my day. It's become my new, like, addiction, I guess you want to say, because when I don't go, sometimes I'm in a bad mood. Like I don't even know why, but I'll just be home and I just won't be in the same. Like, did you go to the gym today? I was like, I took off, and she'd be like, it changes my whole attitude. And then
Honestly,
also,
even if it wasn't for anybody else, if like they're trying to go to the gym, they miss a day. It's like just do something. Like
well,
go
that's
for
it
a
is.
walk.
Not
like,
every day I go to the gym, I'm having that same.
I'm just saying,
workout.
if you miss a day, like some people get down on themselves, like
Yeah.
they're like get charged up about going to the gym, and then they miss one day, and then they kind of lose momentum before it starts. It's like just do something go for a 15-minute walk.
Yeah.
Because even if, like what you said, is like if you don't feel, I get that. Like if you're too sedentary, you're gonna start feeling like crap.
Yeah.
But if you just move, just like I said, a walk, that could do it. Just do a bunch of jumping jacks, like
You
for
just
5
gotta-
minutes.
Like I said, I found something that motivates me to go, and that's I sit down and I'm like, if I'm really not into it, I'll just watch fitness videos, and I'm seeing these people, and I'm like, I want to go, and then I'll just go. And also the gym that I'm going to motivates me.
Once you're there,
I changed gyms, so I've changed gyms now. I started off at Planet Fitness, then I went to 24 Hour Fitness, then I went to the gym called Synergy, then I went to this gym right now, New York Sports Club, and now I'm about to go to
free agent.
Club Fitness, because after a while I get bored of the gym, and I like to go to gyms where there's other people there that are like more in shape. You know what I mean? Like just something to motivate me to go. And this other gym that I'm going to, that I'm going to start going to, is in Astoria. You basically have to, I kept telling Sam, she's like, you should sign up. It's right next to our apartment. It's a little more expensive. I was like, I'm not ready yet. I was like, when you go in there, you understand. It's like Globo Gym. Remember from dodgeball. I swear that you walk in there, everyone's smooth, and they're like, no one sweats, all oiled up, and everyone's just jacked. And
I swear those people are paid.
I know they are 100%. And like I would tell Sam, so you got to go. I was like, nah. They told me. I walked in there. The meter went off. I was like, So I just come back. I was like, I'm not ready yet.
So what do people do if they want to like get started? I mean,
sign up for a gym, get a gym membership. Start with that. Start with trying to go 2 to 3 days of doing something at the gym. You know, get yourself going. Just get to the gym.
and what should they do when they're there? Because I want to talk to you about me. Like, so specifically, let's say, because, you know, people say you can't, like, target fat with weight loss, which I think is generally true. You could probably tone up in an area, but it's not like if you go...
Just with straight weight loss? No. You mean like if you wanted to lose weight just in, like...
Well, like I'm saying, if I want to tone up my lower abdominals and maybe, you know, my biceps, like, what should I be doing?
So you'd go to the gym, I mean, biceps.
Biceps is curls, right? I mean,
No, because when you do back, pull-ups helps. Changing the grip, under grip, overhand. It all depends. I mean, because when you do a lot of back exercises, which I like to do, you're getting a lot of bicep movement because you're pulling in. So it all depends what you're looking for. Like if you want, like when I work out, put it this way, because there's so many different avenues of, you know, you can do CrossFit, you can do powerlifting, you can just body build, you can, you know, do just core workouts. I mean, like it's just never ending of a list. So you got to figure out what do you like to do. I like to just straight lift weights. Like it's just like a body. I say I would work out in a bodybuilder's mentality. Like I'll do chest and back one day, strictly weights. I don't do like machines. I really don't do it, to be honest. I probably only do about 30 minutes of cardio a week. Mostly all my weight loss has been just strictly weights because you actually lose a lot more weight with weightlifting than you do with just cardio. You burn more fat than if you're someone who's just doing just straight cardio. And with me, I was able to just burn through that fat just straight weightlifting and then changing my diet.
Yeah, I would say with running,
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about cardio, because if you're swimming a bunch, you're going to burn a lot, you know. But just people that go running, you know, like 15, 20 minutes, you know, I don't know what people I think people think they lose like a lot of calories when they just go for a 15-minute jog, and you get the heart rate up and there's benefits to it.
Yeah, no, there's benefits, but the burning, you got to throw in some form of body movement of restraint, you know what I mean, weightlifting, some kind of movement like that, and that will burn more calories than just if you were just on a straight cardio.
What do you think
running.
like a minimum workout should be?
Before you can do everything, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
45 minutes. I can't see with me too is when I go to the gym, I kind of leave when I feel like I accomplished it. So
are you doing like if you say you do chest, right? Are
Yeah.
you doing 3 sets of 15? Like, is there anything specific?
So I'll walk in. So if I'm doing chest, I'll just as a warm up, I'll go into the fly machine just to warm up my chest, and I'll do 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps, super light. That's just the warm up part.
Mm-hmm.
And then after those 3 sets,
That's like instead of stretching, basically,
Yeah.
right?
and I stretch after, especially my legs. I like to stretch after instead of before. It's better to stretch after because you want some. 'Cause a lot of people actually get hurt when they stretch before too much than if they stretch after more.
I've been hearing people say it's like not a good idea to stretch. Like even
Not
like
before.
when I go play baseball, like
Not
one
too
of the
much
teammates
before.
is like his wife is a doctor or nurse or something. They're starting to tell people like stretching
Yeah.
before is not a great
Yeah,
thing.
like a little bit, but not. It's better to stretch after. After when your muscles already been through all that wear and tear, it's to stretch them out a little bit before. Yeah, actually, I think they're haven't really read as much probably into it as you have, but I think they are finding like more injuries are happening when people stretch before than after.
Even Frank, our friend Frank,
Yeah.
the gym teacher, he said that he learned in school, I guess you had to take some stuff
Mhm.
to be a phys ed teacher, that they said you're better off just going for like a 5-minute jog than
Mhm.
stretching.
Yeah, you get the blood flowing.
So that's
get all
smart.
that.
Yeah.
So I do warm-up sets. That's what I'm saying. So I do 3 warm-up sets. So if I'm going to start off at chest, that's going to be the 3 warm-up sets, and then I go into 5 what I call working sets. So together.
You wearing a FUBU hat?
No, this is Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, Favia just said.
Nah,
He just said Jorge FUBU hat. Sorry.
Which Favia?
Little Frank.
Little Frank. You won't give up. They remember when I had that hat? I came from the Bronx. When I first moved up from the Bronx, I had a FUBU hat, and maybe people might know this. I had a bear coat. It was yellow, and had a big bear in the back of it.
What brand is that? FUBU?
No, it was just like its own Bronx ghetto.
Right,
like,
yeah.
It was like big in the Bronx. People brought it up, but it was called Bear. And then I had the FUBU hat, which Frank and possibly you stole from me in 8th grade modified baseball, and then buried it under like a tree or some shit.
I would not do. There's a lot of things that I
think
did
it was like
when I was
Frank.
younger.
Frank was definitely involved in that.
I don't steal stuff. I have an issue with stealing stuff. I don't know where that comes from.
I think that's what they were trying to tell me. It's over, bro. You're not Spanish anymore. You're not from the Bronx. Get the FUBU out. It's like you're Italian living in Mayapack now.
One of the things that I want to, like, so probably when we're done, and I'm by no means am I wrapping this up. When we're done, I want to go over what specifically I should do. Because what I want to do is have, I'm going to continue to post my progress, but like every week I want something.
See,
and I have a couple different reasons.
Bite. When you asking me, I feel like you know what to do. Like we used to work
I don't know
out.
how to build muscle.
What do you think we used to do for, melee workouts? Like,
but so in melee workouts, I hurt myself. My shoulders are messed up from the workouts. Because I used to do this machine like this.
The shoulder press, yeah.
Dude, it used to pop and used to be painful.
Yeah.
And everybody in the gym would be like, no, it's because it's not strong enough. So
you don't have to do shoulder press.
Huh?
I don't really do too much shoulder press because I have the tone.
I think that motion in particular was damaging to
my
body.
I have that tone rotator cuff, which you think is fake.
No, I believe it now.
That I got. You kept saying I got the surgery at
Well, because you had no
scars.
Like it was just a little dot. It looked like a birthmark.
Microscopic. It was before its time. It was experimental.
You say microscopic?
Yeah, microscopic. It was like, right? Isn't that what they call it? The little holes?
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, no, I don't really do too much military press because I do a lot of incline.
That's
so I get a lot of,
press.
when you do a lot of incline, you get also a lot of action with the front delts when you're doing incline. So I do a little bit light military press, like super light, because it does hurt me. Actually, my left shoulder clicks now. My right shoulder was when I have surgery. It's fine, but the left shoulder is definitely messed up, and I definitely have to go check it out, but I just don't want to go.
So here's my thing. This is why I want your help. I am not a gym person. I don't want to go to the gym, but I have a setup at home with free weights and a bench. You saw it.
You do all that. Yeah, you have. I saw what you have. You can do basically everything you need to do with all that you have.
I think
for
most
what
of my issue is in the back. Like I definitely want a six-pack, and I'm going to like go at it, and I know how to nutritionally do it. Which is most of the battle, but I just want to make sure that I'm doing the right time, the right reps. Do a
lot of leg workouts too will help you with your stomach.
And that's what I hate that the most.
Because
like you mean squats, like deadlifts?
I hate doing crunches. I really don't do crunches. I prefer doing like squats, deadlifts, and all that. Because a lot of leg movements, you're always like squeezing your stomach to hold it. You know what I'm saying? Like
everything is a core.
You're contracting so much that you are working out your stomach. Because like I have a six-pack right now, and I really don't do any crunches.
Damn.
And it's all from the weight loss, being like low fat, and also a lot of leg workouts. Once I figured that out, the trainer told me, I was like, I don't have to do crunches. I was like,
I love doing crunches.
Those are the things I hate to do.
I don't like doing legs.
Because they always say, do crunches at the end. And I'm like, you're all done. And you're like, now I got to lift.
Like I could do 1,000 crunches and then it's fine.
I think that's the one workout that I hate the most. What
do you do for your back? Anything? Are there back exercises?
Yeah,
Or is just reversing?
Yeah, just bent over rows, single arm rows, a lot of rowing, a lot of pulling towards you.
Now your shoulder, and I do believe you about the rotator. Do you think just working out has strengthened that?
Well, I had to. That was one of the things I had to do because when I had my shoulder surgery, the doctor, my rotator cuff is worn out from a lot of mini dislocations, so it floats. So what I had to do, the doctor wanted me.
That's what I have too.
They wanted me to build the muscle around it to help keep it in place.
So that was doing what? Just anything?
Well, no. When I was doing it was younger. Was the cables? Just a lot of forward delt raises. You know what I mean? Just building up the front.
And it doesn't have to be a lot of weight. It just has to be
No. Just basically building up the front and the rear delts of your shoulders, like around it, a lot. no really show overhead press because that's where like the rotator cuff is not really a natural motion for the rotator.
That's how I hurt myself.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But like, so I haven't built muscle. You clearly have.
Mhm.
So that's why I want your help.
Well, you clearly haven't been working out. No, you haven't.
No, I'm agreeing
Oh,
with
I
you.
thought you said just,
No, but I'm working out in the sense of like not with that intention.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do light stuff just to work on joints. You know, just to keep mobility.
Genetics too, by the way. Genetics takes a big factor.
But I know, so for baseball, dude, like I notice this is how I know I'm getting old because I didn't want to admit it. When I play like 60 games a year maybe because I'm on 2 teams. So I notice, you know, the last couple of years, and always like when you play sports and when you work out, you feel sore the next day. I'm noticing I'm sore for the next day and sometimes the next day.
From playing
and
baseball?
Sometimes the next day. Yeah, I'm out there for like 6 hours, man. Just squatting. You know, if there's like, you know, if my team throws 150 pitches, that's 150 squats. You know how you get ready for baseball. Like I get into an athletic position.
Oh, I love the sore feeling though.
So that's my leg workout. But what I'm saying is I notice my joints are like taking a toll. I definitely have some injuries like lingering and stuff. Like I want to strengthen. Some of it's appearance. It's probably 50-50. It's 50% appearance, 50% like practical. Like I want to play baseball for, you know, I'm playing younger guys now. These kids are like 23, 24, 25 years old.
Well, you know what? I mean, the fact that you are playing baseball, you should be working out.
I know.
Because how many times a week do you play baseball?
At least twice.
Okay.
I play about 3 games a week.
Yeah, so you're 3 games on the weekends, right?
Sundays every week, and then during the week 1 time. Sundays are double headers.
Uh-huh.
Like tomorrow, I have a game at 9 and a game at 12.
Yeah, so you're doing exercise for those days, and then you're not doing shit. And
Nothing,
then,
right.
And then you're going, right back into it. And then your body's like, you know what I mean? That's why your muscles like, like you just relaxing it. Your muscles are like so confused.
You're right. When
like,
I felt
what
the
are
best,
you doing right now?
when I felt the best was 2 years ago, and it was the only time I've ever done this where I was working out in between games.
Yeah, you
and
gotta
I
do
definitely
something.
noticed it.
You got to do some kind of workout in between games. You definitely do.
Yeah, I used to didn't have to. So this is the thing, especially for people our age, because we're 36. Are you 36 yet?
Yeah.
Why'd you
Isn't
say
that
it like
crazy?
that? You don't like to be 36?
I just flew by way too fast.
This is taking a long. I feel like this is taking forever.
It's just a lot of blackouts in my 20s, which I regret now. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like 36. Man.
That's why it didn't go by fast for you. You just missed it.
Yeah. Missed a lot, man. I had fun. I can't lie. And I was that big. We were just talking about before how I was like dating girls and I was overweight and still somehow they were attracted to me.
You know, it's terrible. I hate to say this, but I'm going to. Is girls always say like, I don't care about looks. I care about the personality, sense of humor.
That's like, I feel like that's like 15%. I'll give them that.
They care about looks.
Yeah, they do. They do.
You know, it even helps. Even like a thing with
Well, confidence also brings looks. If you're a very confident person, you can look more attractive.
when
to a
you
person.
feel better about yourself, right? You're
Yeah.
more confident. You probably feel sexier about yourself. I mean, even if you're in a relationship, forget if you're trying to get somebody. Even if you're in a relationship, and I can relate to this on some level. In a intimate relationship, if somebody's not healthy and they don't feel good about themselves, that magic time, afternoon delights, nighttime decreases or goes away. When you start getting into shape and you start taking care of yourself, you feel sexier, and then you want to show it off, and you know what I'm saying? Like there's more action.
Well, Sam started going to the gym now. I gotta throw her name out there. She goes to the gym like at least 5 days a week, and it was because she started seeing me going so much. She used to say, "I can't be the girlfriend that's out of shape. You go all the time." That's what she said. Like, she goes, "I'm gonna start going," and now she's killing. She goes like sometimes funny. She'll rub it in my face. She goes, "How many times did you go this week?" I'm like, 5. She goes, "Just saying, I went 6." I'm like, "All right, congratulations."
There's so many other benefits besides the appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Like of feeling good, looking good. And I think that's why, you know, I try to dig. I kind of know what you're going to say of why you keep on doing it, but it's like there's a reason why it's worth it to not have the same lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially you were talking, I don't know if you brought it up while on this, but, you know, you got into your situation partly out of depression, which is similar to mine too.
Yeah, because I wasn't happy where I was at. I was lost. I was like very lost, and I didn't know where I was at, and I knew the only thing that made me feel good was like drinking and then eating and like just like partying all the time.
Late night carbs.
Yeah.
I was your friend for a lot of late night carbs before.
Yeah, you and Frank. We would have good eating team. Would have killed it.
Yeah, we didn't do anything with it.
No. At least we should have entered some kind of competition, man. We just kill it.
But I know, so even when, if I have like, if I indulge, it's still a mindful, like last night I told you I got barbecue. I ate a lot, and definitely had some pork, which I'm not crazy about pork as far as like being healthy. But, you know, I had a lot of pork, but I didn't have the cornbread. I wouldn't order like the cream spinach. You know, I got like as sides, I got cucumbers and tomatoes. We got coleslaw. It was like the healthiest options. There was the smashed potatoes.
When you start working out, though, you should incorporate some carbs.
Like you said about
rice.
water, there's also carbs in everything.
Yeah, and it's like this carbs and vegetables and stuff like that. But you should incorporate a little more like from like brown rice. If you start working out, like you're gonna bump it up 3 or 4 days, but you definitely should a little bit. And I was gonna go back to that about my regimen eating. That you asked me actually last time I was at your barbecue about like is it very important, like, you know, to eat the 6 ounces of chicken and
yeah, because people say like make sure you have protein 15 minutes after you work out.
If you're competing, right? If you're a professional and you're like, this is your job, this is what you're doing. Yes, that one guy who didn't maybe had only like, I don't know, 80 grams of protein on his one day and the other guy had 90, that's going to make a difference in a competition.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I learned from when I was working out with the...
Because that's like a matter of inches.
Yeah,
like
the bodybuilder guy who had me on that regimen diet. I was like, oh, this is horrible. I was like, so now like, I live now, I would call it more balanced, where I'm not counting anything, but I'm, you know, conscious of what I'm doing. Yesterday, we indulged a little bit. I knew that for breakfast, I only had like a white spinach omelet, and then I didn't have anything for lunch because I actually wasn't hungry.
That's the best part about after you do the work of getting healthy, you don't have to think about it as much.
And then we went out for Chinese food. I had General Chow's chicken and...
You know, the guy died 2 weeks ago? The man who invented General Chow's chicken died 2 weeks ago.
What?
Yeah. He was like 93 or something.
I would love to
his
have
name.
his original recipe, like when he makes it. That must have been so good. Probably so much healthier. They probably changed it so many times.
I don't know. I think his was like the unhealthy version.
Really?
Yeah. I think he would like mainstreamed this dish. And
how long ago was it made, though?
I didn't read the whole article.
Because I feel like if it was made like 50, 60 years ago, the ingredients back then would have been probably a little healthier.
I think
because our ingredients are getting worse and worse as time goes by.
To heart condition, I think it's still high, but I mean the heart conditions started becoming an issue in the 80s. Maybe you're right. Maybe 50s, 60s. I don't know, but that's like
I think
McDonald's,
isn't heart disease still number one?
Fast food just started coming around at that time.
Isn't heart disease still the number one killer in the U.S.? It's like 1 or 2. It's top 5. Because I think AIDS is not even on the list anymore. Like no one even cares.
We might have to look it up. It's not heart disease. It was something. It might be cancer. It was something.
Cancer and heart disease, I think, are 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But definitely in the top 5. I know that's still heart diseases.
Yeah.
It's funny though.
What are we talking about? Just regimens, right?
Oh, regimen. Yeah. What I was saying, you would have to introduce a little. I would recommend it.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that.
But so the regimented diet like that, it's crazy. It's like it really takes over your whole life.
Like it was like 7 a.m. this and that.
Yeah.
9:30 this and that, and like
it
you
was
can't
a list.
miss it.
Yeah, and then like it also even told me what snacks I can have, what day I can have, and what I can have.
What do you think was the biggest thing you had to stay away from? Like, what did he also say? Like, these
Pasta.
Absolutely, definitely not.
Pasta.
Yeah.
You would think rice with me, no, but it was pasta. I love like chicken, like Italian.
I can't believe I hate pasta.
Basically, Italian food and people I stay away from. It's too much.
I don't like Italian restaurants. I never want to go to an Italian restaurant.
Ugh.
If you go to an Italian restaurant and get pasta, you're getting ripped off. Just so you know.
Oh, well, I don't get pasta. I'll get like
$20 on a pasta dish.
Get gnocchi or.
Well, gnocchi is different.
So
that's like potato pasta. That's a little different.
Yeah, no, that was my biggest. That staying away from like pasta and cheeses and.
But all the meats were on the table with that workout, whether it was meat, fish.
No. Well, it was a meat and fish, and the meat was always usually was poultry, and the fish would be like tilapia, or I would change it up myself though, because I would tell him, I was like, can I just flip flop the protein for a different one? He goes, yeah, but just keep the same amount.
So in terms of beef, did it have to be like 90% lean, 80?
Yeah, and it would be like turkey, ground turkey.
Turkey's the better one.
Yeah, ground turkey because it's leaner. And chicken, and then like I would have certain days I would have white rice, certain days I would have brown rice, certain days I would have a little white rice mixed with a little quinoa, just for because the quinoa is higher in protein, low in carbs, and then the brown rice would give me a little bit more of the carbs. And
now, did it matter what time? Because even like with carbs, there's a theory.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
if
no,
you're gonna have
I would
carbs, have
wake
that
up-
in the morning.
well, I'd wake up my morning workout. Like if I was going, I would say I was supposed to schedule meet him at 11 a.m. In the morning time. I would have a banana, a protein shake, and I think it was eight eggs, 4 yolks, and then 4 just the whites. I would have to do that. That was annoying too. Like
That you had to
literally,
split it up?
Like literally tell you, okay, you're gonna have 3 yolks, and then
Why didn't you just get the egg white beaters?
well, I did that too. But
Yeah.
those go so fast. It's like I feel like it's like this big, but there's really like that much in there.
I think in the small, which is like the small size, like a half and half. I think there's 12. I think.
And
there's
something is weird to me. It's weird. It kind of grosses me out.
salt and pepper. Did
No.
you have salt?
No, it just
Was there
looks
any issue with
gross.
salt?
Just straight egg whites in a container.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Just what did they do with the yolks?
Yeah. It's just gross. And then you pour it out. And it's never the same consistency if you make an egg white with a real egg from those egg
Well, that's right.
beaters.
Yeah.
It's all thin.
But those egg white like that was good because I don't know. I'm kind of I don't know. I don't want people to think about it too much like that. Like you said, that's very specific. Like if somebody just has 3 eggs in the morning and they have yolks, but they're gonna be fine,
No,
dude.
I'm like I said. Now I do balance.
Yeah.
There's a lot of I follow a lot of other Instagrammers that are that competed that were in that world that talk about how it was almost like unhealthy. Like there's this girl, she puts unhealthy, and she's literally on a stage,
Right.
flexing, ripped to the core, and then healthy.
She's competing. Yeah.
but
it's
it's
like
healthy,
that's-
but she looks balanced. Now she lives more of a balance. Like it's about more about pushing. I'm noticing a trend of people pushing more towards a balanced lifestyle instead of that hardcore, like 8 ounces of this, 2 ounces of that. Wake up in the morning, have this. 15 minutes after after work, gotta have the protein. Like
Were they
that's-
big on your regimen? The thing you did with the guy, was he big on healthy fats, like whether it was avocados and
Yeah.
coconut stuff like that?
Yeah. No, definitely.
It's
That's
so
all I
weird,
used.
man. How like when you can remember, like
Food.
we
I
were
had
brought
a-
up on the food pyramid.
I had a
which was
guy come to me at the
crazy.
gym yesterday. He goes, what kind of oils, what kind of fats are you on? And I was like, what? What? And I was like, what do you, and I took him out, I was like, what do you mean? He goes, you look like you have your body fat's low right now. Because that's what people do in the gym, like real gym heads. Like they
I
know
won't-
each other.
I can't do
like
that.
they look at each other and they'll like notice people change. Like he came up to me like, I've noticed you. You've been at the gym. We've never really spoken, but a dude came up to me and it was like, you look like you lost a lot of body fat. He's like, what have you been doing? And asking me, and then he literally started asking what oils am I and what's my intake, and I was just like, and I just went to him fine. I didn't want to talk. I was like, honestly, it's just it's genetics. I was like, I can lose it, I can gain it really fast, which is the truth. I used to tell you, like, you keep asking
Well,
how,
we're still at
how
that
long
age.
how long I can keep doing it. Remember, at one point, I would go real big. You were there for that too, when I would go real big and real skinny, real big and real skinny. And I was like, I would fluctuate 40 pounds within winter and summer.
Yeah.
40 pounds I can lose.
And I felt
between
like
winter
one
and
year
summer.
all you were trying to do was like just build chest. Like one day I woke up and you just had this giant chest. I'm like, what the hell? Is he do anything else? Like do some legs, George. do a loose squat.
Look like a rooster walking out.
There's something else I wanted to ask you. All right, okay. So, this is what I want to tell you. I have to share this article with you because they did a research study that talked about rice and beans.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to actually like really digest it, the article. It said rice by itself, white rice, not even talking about brown rice, but rice by itself and beans by itself are not great, but together, I guess the way those ingredients blend in your body, it doesn't have, like if you just had a cup of white rice,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a lot of carbs and it would process into your body differently. But when it's combined with beans, they said it's actually, something balances each other out when it goes in. I have to find the article for it, but I just thought it was so, because, and I'm only bringing that up because one of the, like in Wendy's family, a lot of them want to lose weight, but every meal they have, and I'm not even being stereotypical,
Don't beans have?
they want, well, beans are high in protein,
Yeah.
but beans are also high in carbs. So if you're looking to get protein from beans, you're going to have, it's not like a lean source
Yeah.
of protein, you know? You got to be, you know, if you're Michael Phelps, I always use that as an example because people,
Well, that yeah.
you know, he was eating 15,000 calories. But again, he's a swimmer.
Yeah.
He's swimming like 10 miles
Well,
a day. He needs that.
that comes back to weightlifting and what your calorie intake compared to what you're burning.
Yeah.
I
I
mean-
call it your energy expenditure.
You ever see
So
the picture of Michael Phelps' diet? I'm pretty sure there was like a Domino's pizza in there. There was like
he could eat whatever he wants.
yeah,
He's going to
because
burn it.
Also, he needed that.
His day started at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
swimming
he
2
needed
miles.
That. Exactly. You need that. And that's what you watch when I'm conscious that I try to definitely go to the gym. Like if I have a real bad eating day, I will 100% go to the gym harder than I usually do just to make sure I burn that out. And I usually have really good workouts too the next day when I have bad eating days because of the carbs. It does.
It's smart. I know you like intermittent fasting, right?
Yeah, I like to do that every Monday.
Every Monday.
Because since the weekends.
Because Sunday you kind of go off the cliff.
Well, yeah, since the weekends are my loose days, that I'm okay, you know, and then Sundays, it's Sunday fun day. Everybody tends to we order out and stuff. So Monday, first thing Monday, I'll intermittent fast so that it just all flushes out of my system. So I start off the week, and it works great.
How do you interpret fasting? Because like this intermittent fasting. Like when you do it,
Well,
what is your thing? And how do you get out of it? Because I think some people are okay, like understanding the fact that, okay, I'm not going to eat anything for 12 hours, 14 hours. But I don't think they also understand the first thing that you should put into your body. Like, you know, you don't want to have pizza after you do a 14-hour fast.
Oh, well, okay, so, and everybody does it differently. Everybody has a different definition of how they do it. And then also there's like the way you're supposed to do it. I do it Monday morning. I wake up, I have a cup of water, and then I'll have my coffee. Go right into work. I'm not touching anything until I get home at 5 p.m.
It feels good when you can come home.
Right? When I get home at 5 p.m., sometimes I'll stop at the hot food section, and I'll get like a couple pieces of grilled chicken and some quinoa, and I'll eat that to start off. I'll hang out for an hour. Go to the gym.
That's light on your body. That's why you have that.
Yeah.
That's like an ease.
Yeah, I'm not going to go in like a burger like just because I didn't eat all day. People think that
some people do that.
Well,
that's
they're
why I want you
thinking
to
like,
talk about
oh man, if I didn't eat all those calories all day, I can have it now. But that's going to screw you over because your body is kind of going into starvation mode when you're doing that.
It'll store.
So all
of
that you just ate that you think that you didn't burn throughout the day is actually worse than if you just ate it shitty throughout the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I don't. I got to go in light. I go in light and plain and like not much, but I don't weigh it. But I would say definitely a half a cup of like quinoa and definitely like a half a cup of grilled chicken.
And the other thing you don't want to do is fast for 14 hours that day like you do, and then still not eat anything and go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
That could be an issue.
With me too, I actually feel better going to the gym on more of an empty stomach. If I eat too much before, like a lot of people, you have to have this another rule, you know.
Do you have anything nourishment-wise, like before you go to the gym?
Even if it's small, something very, very small, light. Either
you don't do protein
drink.
bars or anything, right?
I do the what we get. We get those. I guess they're made for women, but I love them. Luna bars.
Oh, Luna bars are for women?
Yeah, they're originally marketed for women.
I've had them. I didn't like them.
Anytime I eat them, I'm always like Sam. I'm getting into estrogen. I can taste it. Yeah, Luna bars are marketed for women. I guess whatever
Layer
nutrients,
bars are good too.
Whatever nutrients they have in it are balanced out like for a woman's body, I guess. But they're so good. So I have those. I have like maybe a protein shake, banana, or like some eggs, but light for the gym.
Yeah, banana's a smart thing.
Eggs has been my thing. Eggs has been my new thing now, where I'll go home, I'll make like 3 or 4 egg omelet with mushrooms or something. That's it. Eat that. Hang out for an hour. Watch my videos to get me all motivated. And I also drink a pre-workout. That I need.
Yeah, you were saying that helps you out a lot.
Oh, yeah. I need my pre-workouts.
Not to get to the gym. It's not like a motivational drink.
It is.
Oh, it is.
It is. No, because
like, all this energy. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, because once you take it and you got to use it, you know what I mean? Because if you just take it, you're going to be sitting home, just going to be like, you know, you gotta expel that energy, and it makes you want to go. I have to have it.
So the mental aspect of this, because I'm hoping, you know, I get inspired when somebody tells me like they listened to one of these and they made a change. What, mentally speaking, what does, like, I don't like, me and you talked about like different ways that we got into it, just being health conscious. But like, I don't know. I just feel like there's so many people like they want to do something, but they don't. So mentally, how do they get themselves over that first hurdle?
Walk into the gym, just fill out the piece of paper.
I love that your answer is just gym. Just get there. No, it's like make a step. You just
Make
take
a
an
step,
action. Yeah.
or research. Start researching gyms in your area. Just make that first step. You don't have to, I mean, if you're intimidated, look at the gyms in your area. I can tell you, like, I'm not plugging them in, but like gyms like Planet Fitness and stuff are great for people who are just first starting off. It's not an intimidating gym whatsoever. I mean, I understand there are gyms out there, you walk in there, if you're out of shape, you feel insecure and this and that. But just, start off with a gym. If you don't want to do that, if you want to work out from home,
Go to Walmart. The weights are not like 30-pound weights. They're like $20 each. Just start off with 2 of those.
the thing with home workouts, though, a lot of people tend not to do them because you're at home. You know what I mean? Like, 10 feet away could be the weights, but also 10 feet away is a TV and a couch. You know what I'm saying? So, but when you like paying for somewhere to go and somewhere where you have to go and it's like an appointment you have to go to, you tend to get yourself to go more. And then it's a good way to socialize. You meet people, you go to the gym, just like you.
You get moving.
Yeah, you get moving. You'll meet people with the same goals, like especially when you go to gym, like not everyone goes to the gym in shape. That's why there's gyms, because you have to get in shape. It's a start-off point.
It feels so good, and I'm sure you can agree with this, to be where you're at now. Like thanking the person, like, dude, I can't imagine if I still looked and felt the way I did 10 years ago. Like, I'd be so mad at myself.
I would be so mad at oh God.
Because, I mean, the benefit of just what, I think some people worry about giving up stuff. And it sounds like cliche to be like, you're not going to be giving up anything. You're going to gain more. But, I mean, really, in your life, you realize that those things weren't I don't have a memory of the time I turned down cheesecake and how it ruined my night.
You have to, in the beginning, this is what I think. Yes, you're going to have to give up some stuff. But once you give up that stuff, you learn how to balance that stuff.
But you learn that it wasn't that important anyway.
Yeah.
Like, the thing you're holding on to is the thing that's hurting you.
But I also noticed that you also enjoy that stuff more.
Yeah.
Like, back then, yes, I would eat cheesecake all the time. Once in a while, I'll have a cheesecake, and it's like, oh, this is so good. But you learn to balance it out. So in the beginning, you have to cut it out because you're basically not you're at where you're at because you don't know how to balance your food intake.
You got there. I hate to be like mean to people, but you got there for a reason.
Yeah, you got there for a reason because you have no self-control is what it is. Once you get, happy with yourself at a good weight like I am right now, you'll want to stay like that too. So you won't mess up as much. Like I said, you'll keep more balance. Like, I treat myself because I like to have those things. Those things taste good. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I know that I don't want to lose what I worked and I like the way I look. So I balance it out.
You have a value mindset with food.
Yes. You have to value it more.
Yeah, because even like when you give yourself a treat, you're saying, okay, I know that this isn't like necessarily good for me, but I'm like, I earned this. This is from my brain this time.
Yeah.
And I'm okay to have that. But you can't do that every day.
Exactly.
Some of these choices got to be about.
Yeah. No, that's what it is. Yeah. Definitely what it is.
If anybody knew George and I 10 years ago and you said, like, let's say somebody came to us and said, listen, I have a crystal ball, and in 10 years, you guys are going to be doing a podcast about health, me and you would roll on the floor laughing.
Oh, my God. Jesus, yes. Yeah, 10 years ago, my goal was how fast can I black out?
I can say I've never blacked out before.
Definitely have.
I've grayed out. Spotty.
I'm trying to think if I been around with you where I knew you were blacked out. But then I was probably blacked out, so I wouldn't even know if you were blacked out.
But there was a point health-wise where I was really bad. And I like pulling people out of that because I know how hard that feels at the time. I hear all the, like when I talk to people, I hear them say the same things that I said to myself. And it's just all BS. Like, you're just married to this concept, and it's just not true. Like, so I feel bad for people. Like, and I'm sure, it must feel like how parents feel with their kids when their kid's not doing well. Like, they just want to grab them and change it and just, do this sort of thing, and you can't do that. I mean, that's really why I do these things. I want to talk about seriously is on like health seriously is on this podcast. Like when I'm in the world, I'm not talking with people about this. Like it's not a huge thought in my mind to eat healthy. It's just part of my life now.
Mm-hmm.
But man,
Well, that's what happens. It becomes part of, like, it's not even, like you said, it's just part of your life. Like I now, it's going to gym and eating better and all that. It's become like just second. Like I don't even think about it anymore. It's like a routine. It's part of my week. It's part of my process.
yeah, and I think I'm still trying to do things like if I don't have a goal in mind. That's why I asked you in the beginning, like when you said like because after your mom said that thing about you and then you lost weight. Okay, so you lost the weight, but then what advances you forward? So that's the other thing I always talk about with people is you just set some sort of goal always.
Mm-hmm.
And the best goal to have is the one that never ends. Like the goal is the journey. Because for me, like when I lost my first 40 pounds, I was done. When people started saying like, "Oh, you're too skinny" or "You are skinny," I was like, "Yeah, I'm done." And I started eating,
Yeah.
and I put back on some weight, and I was like, "All right, no, this is not what I want." So at this point, that's why I have a goal. It's like to build muscle mass to be stronger. I mean, not just muscle mass, but
And be patient too. People are just not patient. I mean, you put so much time getting that way. Just be patient getting out of that way. You know?
no, that's fair. Yeah.
It's like some people just give up because they're like, oh, I've been doing it for this amount of time. I still feel, you got to be patient.
I know that feeling too. Like you do a diet for one day, you weigh yourself the next day, you're like, what?
What happened? I gained weight.
So this is just in science behind this. There are 3,500, like people need to know this. In 1 pound of fat, to take is 3,500 calories.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't change anything about your nutrition and you just do exercise, what do you think? Like even in the craziest CrossFit exercise, what do you think 1 hour of exercise? I'll give you whatever number you want. How many calories?
You know this number?
I know the average, but what do you? I mean, because people.
A crazy CrossFit exercise.
1 hour. 1 hour.
1 hour. How many calories they're burning?
What's the most you think you could burn?
I'm trying to think. So when I work out, the cardio, 5,000 calories.
5,000?
Yeah, and a crazy CrossFit workout.
5,000 calories?
How much do you think?
Like 500.
You can burn 500 on an hour on a treadmill.
It'd be tough. I know the treadmill tells you that, like the little calculator they have.
I gotta look this up.
An hour workout, most people, is between 3.
You said
and
the craziest CrossFit workout.
Yeah,
I can
do as much as you
imagine.
want. There's nobody burns 5,000 calories in an hour. And you want to Google.
I feel like I'm seeing 2,500 in my head for some reason that I've maybe seen it, but in a crazy CrossFit
In 1
workout,
hour.
In 1 hour.
I'll give you 3,000 for the sake of this conversation.
All right, what's the number? You said
I thought
500?
between 3 and 600 is the most you're going to burn in an hour workout.
In an hour workout.
Yeah. So, but I'll give you even 3,000 because it's all the same to me, really. You'd have to do that if you changed nothing.
Yeah, I'm probably way off.
Let's say it was 3,000. That's a crazy number.
No, it's not.
Let's say it's 1,000. That would take you 3 of those workouts just to about approach burning 1 pound. So if all you're going to do is working out and you're going to do a crazy workout and you're going to say, I'm going to lose weight just by working out, I'm agreeing to your point. It's going to take every 3 days, you might lose a pound. That's every day working out for 1 hour, crazy 1,000 calorie workout. So it does take time, but on the flip side, it's that same way. Everybody knows this, average consumption is about 2,000 calories. So if you're eating 3,000 calories every day, and you're not working out, every 3 days, you're going to be gaining a pound. So all this, like you said, it just takes time one way or another, but it's not that one workout that's going to do it. It's the consistency of it. Like you say, when you miss a day at the gym, your body doesn't feel right. That's your body saying, all right, we're going to take a step back. And you're going, nah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So it all takes time. I mean, you're right. It takes patience.
It affects me mentally, physically. Like I feel like depressed, and I'm like just sitting there, and I'm like, or if I know I like to go 5 days a week, and I just go 4 that week, I'm like, it's like it's over.
And do you think it matters if somebody works out in the morning or at night?
It all depends. I feel like that all depends on the person.
Yeah, I feel like if you can do it, just
because
I can't.
I hate morning workouts. I can't do morning workouts for me. When I say morning workouts, it's 11 a.m.
Right.
Like right before an hour right before afternoon.
I met this. I was doing a project about this homeless people and like a documentary, and I was interviewing these guys who were just coming out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a whole thing about giving inmates jobs. This guy, he just got out of jail. I had to interview him. He was out of prison for 2 weeks
Is he jacked?
after 25 years. He was a giant. He looked like the guy at Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Who's the guy that spins?
That's interesting because those
What's his
guys.
name with the ponytail?
Those guys.
He drank a soda pop or something, right?
Oh, and he had
Soda
a
Pop
he had
Joe
a,
or
he had a-
something?
He had a headband.
So,
No?
I don't know, but he looked like that guy. Anyway, what he said to me, because I was asking, this was 4 years ago, so I was like even a little chubbier then. And I was asking him, I'm like, hey, I want to tone up. How do I do it? I was like, look at you. I was like, you're jacked. And he goes, here's my secret. He goes, it was kind of like intermittent fasting. He goes, when you wake up, he goes, don't eat a thing.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, just wake up. He goes, go right to the gym. And he goes, work out as long as you can.
Yeah.
And then he goes, when you're done, because he goes, you know what happens? He goes, when you work out in the morning, after you haven't eaten anything all night, and then you still don't give your body anything, your body needs energy from somewhere for that workout. And the only place that I can pull from is fat
Mm-hmm.
because you haven't given it anything. He's like, after lunch, like after 12, he goes, then eat. But he goes, that's my secret.
It's crazy about those guys, those inmate guys, is that they're like so jacked, but
I mean, they don't have
They're-
anything else to do.
but they're also on like a shitty like high carb like they don't get.
Oh, that food's not good.
That's what I'm saying. But they come out like jacked. But there's also like I think they believe that the mind has something to do with it. Being like you're in survival mode when you're in prison. You're working out. You're working out to get big. You're working out because you don't want to be a small dude in the gym. And the mind.
You're in fight mode.
Yeah,
that
you're in
fight or
fight mode.
flight.
So it's like almost like they feel like the mind is controlling where those nutrients are going because they want to make sure, like, to the muscles. You know what I mean? Like, because they don't, like, those dudes come out shredded and ripped. And we got guys, like, who are not in prison who are on, like, regimented diets, like, high for, you know what I mean? I mean, you got these guys who are eating, like, potatoes and, like, meatloaf. Goop, you know, and, like, just work. But they're working out, like, 7 days a week.
Probably
That's all
2 or
they
3
do,
hours a
2 to
day.
3 hours a day. And then you come out of jail, they say that's horrible to do. You shouldn't work out that many. But these guys are, like, looking like that. It's interesting.
Remember when Mike Tyson came out of prison?
No, he was jacked already.
Jacked, man.
Yeah.
But he came out a little more cut.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you got to do when you're in there. It's just like you said, like it's like flight versus fight. It's like someone I was watching a podcast on it, and they were talking about that. How it's just very interesting. Those guys come out so diesel on such a shitty diet.
So, for us, you know, I hope that people watch this, especially in our age, because when you could say our parents, the older generation, didn't know better. And I don't know. Well, I'll give them that.
Well, they're gonna say that about us in like
But no,
50 years,
we
60
knew
years.
we know better now.
Yeah, but we're not gonna. That's what they probably thought too, about their parents, and then their parents probably thought that about their parents.
But you could see it. So, like, you know,
it's always progressing. Things
most-
are always getting better, but worse.
yeah, it's interesting because obesity. You're right. Because even obesity, like this is like I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's ridiculous. This childhood obesity.
Oh, that's wild, right? I feel like that should be a form of like child abuse. When I see that, that's just messed up. Because it's like he doesn't have a choice. You're making the choices for him.
Well, it's at home and at school.
Yeah.
I mean, I teach in schools. I see. I mean, hasn't changed since we were in high school. Like they're
It's
still
like
eating the same
you are
crap,
making
man.
that choice for him. You know what I mean? Like you're controlling what your kids eat. So whatever's happening to him is your fault. You can't say to a 8-year-old kid, "You eating like shit. You should go work out." It's like, what's your problem? Like, no, it's your parents are feeding you these things.
I had an 11-year-old come up to me and because they watch my YouTube stuff, and he was like, so I want to lose weight. How do I do it? I'm like, you just need to breathe. I was like, you're 11.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Just think about it. No, but I told him, I was like, I can almost guarantee you're just eating a lot of sugar.
Well, that also has to do with a lot of kids not going out anymore and staying home.
Well,
and
it's the video game
playing
stuff,
video
yeah.
games and stuff. I mean, think about when we were kids. I was out like every day.
I was shoveling something.
Yeah, exactly. I was out in the summertime. I was out. Winter was out, like constantly doing something.
But I don't want the same story about our generation. You know, I'll have my little small part in it. I don't care if I help out 10 people. You really don't have a good reason anymore not to be moving in the direction of health.
Mm-hmm.
If you got to a point where you're at now, that's okay. But it's like, I mean, I think a lot of things that we talk about aren't huge changes. Like, they don't have to be. if you're somebody who's been like me, that's why I want to talk to you. Like I'm somebody who went there, but now I really want to go to the next level, and I've tried it before. I just really didn't stay committed. Like I want something different
That's
this
it
time.
right there. You said that's the problem. That's a lot of people's problems. I tried it. The commitment part. You just gotta commit to it. It's the first step. Just
Yeah,
make
I
a
won't stop.
commitment.
I won't stop. And that's, when I put my pictures on Facebook, it's really not to like brag at
Mhm.
all. What I really want to show people is like I want to show them the failures. I want to show them the progress as I'm doing it, like the
Oh,
journey. It's not to show off, it's to show other people like, and it's accountability to myself. If I start putting posts up there, it says like I'm working with George, I'm going to get fit, I'm going to get a six pack, I'm going to get biceps. If I don't come through, then everybody looks at me like so that's important for me too. So like the posts that I do, sometimes I don't even care if anybody,
yeah.
signs up with me or does something with me. It's like I just want to make sure that I stay true to what I'm doing.
Hmm.
So that's another tip for somebody to do. Just like make a public announcement.
Yeah, but by you taking that next step too and showing people you're gonna start taking that next fitness health by working out, it's gonna be good for your viewers. Cause see,
I have to come through. It's
you have to
go-
come
like,
through. Yeah.
Because I'm going to go through the same struggles as I'm telling everybody to get over. Where I'm like, come on, you should be doing this. If
Yeah,
I
you
can't
got it.
do it, can't expect anybody else to.
It's true.
What else, George? You need more coffee? I had
would
coffee over there.
love more
I had
coffee.
some hot Bustelo. Because we've been going for, I think, an hour and a half.
I would love. I realized I was drinking water now. I need my coffee.
So do me a favor on that.
I have 2 cups of coffee every day.
You need water?
before. Nah, see,
Okay.
I had water from this. I'm not thirsty. There's so much water in this.
All right, we're going to end it. Facebook viewers, go over to iTunes, download the podcast, listen to that. I'm going to put it on Spotify as well. You can also watch this. If it's easier for you to watch on YouTube, you can cast it on your television. So go over to YouTube and cast it. And then if you're still just watching on Facebook, just share it, like it, comment. Go to my iTunes, review the podcast, do that stuff. That always helps out. And follow the journey that I'm going to utilize George with on this toning up phase. I'm gonna have to come up. I did Game of Tones when Game of Thrones was out. I'm gonna need like a new theme.
Yeah, we gotta get the long arms. We gotta get those going.
But that's it. Thank you, George Matos, for being on Simply Complicated.